Spoiler alert, spoiler.
Yeah.
If you haven't read the entire book, I don't even think watching it is a good thing.
Yeah.
Top shelf.
Yes, top shelf. So yeah, girl, I had such a long day.
Yeah.
Been working all day and I'm back here hanging out with you. Thank you.
Nice.
It's NYX. The NYX Butter Gloss is our tea. Yeah.
NYX and ColourPop are my thing right now.
Yeah.
On the lips.
Okay. Well, so how was your day?
Yeah, so my day was pretty chill. It was pretty nice, actually. After work, I went to lunch with Sissy and found my new spot.
Cafe Noir?
It's like...
How was it? What'd you have?
We had a lot of food.
Y'all went in?
Don't tell the group chat.
Y'all went in.
We had sushi. We had a sushi roll that was really good. We had some bao buns that was like... it was a fried mahi-mahi bao bun.
Oh, really?
With truffled fries.
Was that your first time there or you been there before?
No, I've been there before and I got the bao buns the first time, but it was a salmon bao bun. And guess what?
What?
I don't know how you haven't been there. They don't serve any meat.
Really?
It's all fish and then like vegetarian and vegan options. It was pretty good. They have a bomb happy hour. It's buy one get. It's like a buy one get one kind of situation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and
signature cocktails.
Girl, all the cocktails.
Oh, really? Honey. Okay.
All the cocktails, and the liquor is not like bottom shelf. It's
top shelf.
Top shelf only. I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, it's our first episode.
I know.
Oh,
let's dive right into Fourth Wing. So first and foremost, we are going to be talking about Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros.
Yarros, I always figure her last name.
Yeah,
Rebecca Yarros. Shout out to Rebecca Yarros, girl.
You did your thing.
You doing it right now.
We love it.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, this book was definitely a game changer for fantasy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many books that are coming out, the fantasy, YA, whatever. And I really feel like this one was just a little bit different, gave me a whole new thing to look forward to, and it's like it had the tropes, you know, like enemies to lover kind of thing. But
right.
I feel like the world building, I feel like the dragons.
Yeah.
There was like really good elements.
Yeah.
Elements that
there's
really good
elements and like depth to it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a big enemies to lovers kind of like fan. Like that's just my forte because I like that little like energy. Like that like
I hate you but I love you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then like the tension is like there. Like I love that.
Yes.
So that was already like a winner for me.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
And then like you said, there's a lot of like elements and layers and depths to it.
Yes. Like, and the romance is there, but there's friendships.
Yeah.
There's like a family dynamic.
Yeah. The family dynamic was like very like little to me.
Well, I mean,
at least for Fourth Wing. Because remember what happens throughout Fourth Wing, like the big family dynamic, because she's by herself most of Fourth Wing.
By the way, there's going to be spoilers throughout this whole
episode. For
spoiler alert, spoiler. Yeah. If you haven't read the entire book, I don't even think watching it is a good thing. Yeah. Come back after you've read the entire book, because we're going to be kind of hopping around. We're going over the entire book, and it's going to be like not really chapter by chapter, more just like overall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Answering questions, but like you said, there's definitely going to be spoilers. So you want to start with some questions? We both have questions pulled up.
Yeah.
And so we're just going to ask questions. Like she said, there are going to be some spoilers as we answer the questions and share our opinions and thoughts. So
yeah,
go ahead.
And then at the end, we'll give like our kind of like 5-star review rating.
Yeah.
And where we think it could have been a little bit better, maybe a little bit.
Just all of our thoughts, yeah. Okay. We're going to break it down.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. So, you want to go first?
The first question is, what did you think of Violet's transformation throughout the book? Did her initial struggles make her a more relatable protagonist?
Yes. For me, I felt like she was super relatable because honestly, I don't think I would have okay, if I'm thinking about myself, realistically, I have like no experience in any of these things, right? So it would have been like kind of
with her
throwing me
lifestyle
into the parapet. Like I would have been praying to get across that parapet.
Right, for sure.
And then the sparring mats, she didn't really know how to fight that well.
Yeah, she was training to be a scribe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Rihanna had to give her pointers, Xaden had to give her pointers, and she ended up having to like do all that poisoning, which honestly, low-key, like that would have been my ass. Like I would have been really trying to handicap my opponents.
Shout out to Brennan.
Brennan came
and
through.
Mira, because Brennan slid that over to Mira, and Mira slid it over to Violet.
So, and Mira made her little
the armor with the dragon scales.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was really clutch.
Yeah.
Really, really clutch. So yeah, I totally think she was completely relatable in that way. And then her body was so fragile. I mean, a lot of the times I feel like I'm reading the books or I'm watching movies and that protagonist person is just like really all of a sudden you did 2 weeks of training and you could like, jump across a bridge and shit.
Right.
Like, no.
Right. I think, I don't want to say that her struggles are relatable, but she definitely was an inspiration. Because considering like her physical stuff,
like ailments,
she did not let that stop her. Like she refused to even let that be her crutch. She refused to even let that. She didn't even tell people what the issue was. Like her closest friends end up realizing that she did have a physical ailment, but she still throughout her whole process, she wasn't, look, I have this issue. Like she wasn't like,
actually, she was even like, sorry to cut you up. Like she was, honestly, sometimes I'd be like, girl, lay down.
Yeah, she was like, when she was describing this stuff, like remember I said how she liked how she mentally put the pain in the box and like locked it?
Yeah.
Like the fact that she was able to do that. That's what I'm saying.
That was like a superpower in itself.
Yeah. So I don't want to say that she's relatable because I struggle with that. Like I'm still trying to like push past whatever. It's
more of an inspiration for you. You're like, I would love to be that. Yes. That's fire. It is.
Yeah. And even talking like literally, I don't tolerate pain at all. So even like in a literal aspect as to how she thugs it out, like definitely I love that about her.
So it's the one with tattoos and you don't tolerate
It's not
pain.
the same. I hate when people say that. It's just not the same. Anyways, as far as her transformation, one thing that I can say is relatable is, like I said, the whole enemies to lover thing, because I've been in those kind of situations. And it's like, I think the enemies to lovers thing. This is a podcast about books. So we ain't doing it. But and then as far as her transformation, I like her transformation throughout the book, especially because she came in, like we just said, as a person that was training for a whole different area of her community.
Yeah.
So to come in and then pretty much like dominate the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Like down to like how she had the 2 bonded dragons. Like she really came in and people were like on her ass. Like she was like a target because of how strong and how determined and how like skilled and like how she pushed through with everything.
Yeah. So I mean, she was also a target though because of who her mom was.
Yeah.
And that was another struggle she had to kind of like overcome. Yes. She had to prove herself.
Yeah, she definitely did.
Like she's just not here just because, she's a Sorrengail and whatever the situation is. She had to kind of like really like be like, look, I'm here, don't quit me.
Yeah. Yeah. She made her name. Like you said, she's a Sorrengail, but she still like made it like I'm Violet Sorrengail.
Badass.
Yeah. So yeah, so that was my thing.
That was a great question.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, I felt like
ChatGPT.
The concept of bonded dragon plays a central role in the story. How do you think this bond enhances or complicates the character's development and relationships?
You want to go first? Or you want me to go?
You go first.
Did I go first last time? Oh no,
no,
you went first. Okay.
Well,
when we're talking about relationships, right? Like the one biggest relationship is Sorrengail and Taryn, which their writers are Xaden and Violet.
Definitely.
So that already caused its own issue in itself because of the fact that like the dragons can't stay apart for too long.
Right.
their lives are pretty much dependent on all four of them. You know what I'm saying? Like
that element was crazy.
Yeah. So that already, the dragon rider combination is already its own little thing, and then now to add two pairs that are connected and intertwined like that is a whole nother thing. And then not only is it just two pairs, they're powerful individuals, like individually. Taryn already is just an amazing dragon. Sgael's amazing dragon.
They're both like the most powerful.
Exactly. Xaden, and then now Violet, who's amazing in her, even in her, like her mental skill. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that already is like so many different dynamics in so many different ways. That's like, you know. I feel like there's another part to your question though.
Yeah, it was like, how do you think the bond enhances or complicates the character's development and the relationships?
Yes.
When I think about their relationship, I feel like they were kind of like forced. Well, not even kind of. They were literally forced to kind of be together once she got bonded. Like, I feel like it kind of like pushed them together so intensely, because then remember Xaden was like, oh, like I have to make sure that you don't die so I don't die. Right. So then he kind of had to be like training her and like you know, just in her space a lot more, which created obviously the dynamic that they have. But I just felt like that was definitely a complication that she wasn't expecting or he wasn't expecting. And if it wasn't for the dragon being bonded, they probably wouldn't have gotten that tight so quickly.
Right. I feel like, so with that part, I honestly feel like the whole dragon thing,
like he made it up?
No, I don't feel like he made it up. I just feel like it low-key was like an excitement for them, because individually, separately, they both were having their little like tension mentally with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that situation, like I think in their brain they probably was like, dang, it's gonna make it complicated, but still at the same time, like there was that enemy lover thing. So even though I kind of hated you, it was still like that, you know, like that tension that you still kind of want to be around, like that energy that you still kind of want to be around.
Yeah, because we already know that usually when it's that enemy to lovers, is because it's like you can't stand the person, but it's because you really like want to be with them, but you have whatever reasons why you don't want to be with them. So yeah, I definitely think that. And then with other characters, I noticed that it does with the secrets, right? So like, I feel like it complicates. Yeah, Xaden and his secrets are already a fucking thing. And then Sgael knows all of Xaden's secrets and Taryn doesn't know it. Or for example, Taryn ends up telling Violet little things about the dragon world, but then she can't tell like Rhiannon.
Right, because this is a secret.
Right. So that bonding with, you know, their dragons, it just really puts them in kind of like situations where like no matter who you are, it's like I'm actually closer to my dragon.
I have to be. It's, you know why also too, because the dragons have their own community that they have to protect, and they have to follow like their laws too.
Yeah,
they say it like the dragons we don't listen to you guys.
We just have like a little drip of what's really happening in that dragon world.
Yeah. But yeah. How did Xaden's motivations and backstory influence your perception of him as the story progressed?
Right. So for me, it definitely made me like him more. Mm-hmm. Right. Like you find out that when she's on the tree or whatever, and she's listening to how he's kind of coaching all of the newbie first years that are, you know, that have the, what's that called that they have? The relic? The relic. Mm-hmm. So like all of the people, I guess, from Eurasia, and like he's basically, you know, acting as a father figure, mentor, a king. I don't know. You can call it a couple of things. But after that part, I was like, oh, I have a little soft spot for him. Like I love a good mentor. Like I love a good guy that like is like about the greater good. So that really was my thing. I really thought that was cute. And then as I learned more though, I feel like there's a lot of unknown about him. So it's like, I feel like they'll give us something, but then there's like another aspect that I don't understand or don't know where it's coming from. But overall, I felt like I liked him. and I kind of fell for him early on in the book. I didn't think he was a bad guy that long.
You know what? It's so funny. I didn't think he was a super bad guy either. Their relationship reminded me of Mulan. It reminded me of Mulan and that guy. It literally reminded me just of that. Like the guy was just tough on her. Like,
yeah.
Well, remind me, it's been a while since I've seen Mulan, but was he like liking her or was he just like tough loving her? I don't think they didn't have anything, right?
Yeah, they ended up having something. And then it all made sense for him at the end because then he ends up seeing her in the tent.
But before that, well, no,
before that he was like, he was tough love. Yeah. And then he got like, then when she started showing up, because he basically was like so confused, like this guy was like not showing up, right?
Yeah,
but because she was a girl.
Yeah.
And then
she had no training.
Exactly. So then she starts training like on her own and gets, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, okay, but then it's like he kind of got really close with her, like a bromance was happening. And I think in his mind, it probably even got a little weird. And then when he finally saw she was a girl, it's like, I think it made all the sense for him. But then at the same time, he was like, obviously, we have to leave you because you're a girl and you can't be in the army.
Yeah. But that's what their situation reminds me of. Because he was like kind of giving her tough love in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like kind of like, doing like the little warnings and having this whole thing. But then eventually was like, saying like you need to do XYZ type thing. Like chalk, chalk, chalk.
Yeah.
Until eventually, the
by the book
the situation happened. Yeah.
And it's because we know he was doing other things, right?
Yes. But just to answer the question, my opinion of Xaden, I did read Iron Flame because I really did like him. And it's not that I don't like him, but he's starting to be like, come on, Xaden. But we're doing fourth one right now, so we're not gonna go into.
We can't go into it. We're not gonna.
I did like him. I did like him because I do appreciate that spicy little like energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I do like that. But
yeah, I feel like he wasn't bad boy enough. Like it was like this bad boy reputation that he really wasn't nowhere near sticking to. I kind of feel like people were saying it, or it was like the relic.
I was gonna say, I think it was that. I think it was the persona of his people.
Yeah. Because to me, he really wasn't a bad boy. He was pretty by the book. He was really on point. He was top of his class.
And he was a wing
leader. That's what I'm saying. Like he was
too.
like the top of everything. So I'm like, he wasn't really a bad boy. The shadows was a dope aspect though. I like that he controls the shadows in the dark.
Yeah. That's it for sure.
That was like probably what gave him a more bad boy persona.
That's for sure.
And then Sorrengail.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
What do you think? Violet faces challenges, both physical and emotional. How does her character evolve throughout the book? Did you find her growth believable?
Yeah, I definitely feel like her growth was believable, especially since she got those tips from Brennan. Yeah. I think if she didn't get those tips from Brennan, then it would have been like, okay, come on. Like now
she came up with it by herself, yeah.
Yeah, or even if she didn't, even if she was whooping them without
whooping them, huh?
Yeah, even if she was like whooping their ass without the poisons, and it would have been like really like all of a sudden you just whooping their ass. You've been training to be a scribe this whole time, and now you just, you know what I'm saying? Like that would have not been believable. Yeah, like seriously, like do you get what I'm saying? Like it's like
no, I do. If she just overcame all the obstacles, so like
yeah. But it's believable because she got the cheat code and she used it and it benefited her. And then on top of that, another reason why it was believable is because it wasn't always working. There was a couple times where it didn't work, like based off of timing. Because remember, she has to do the timing right. I can't remember.
Yeah,
but there was a couple times where it didn't work. So that's another reason why it was believable too.
I remember that.
Whatever obstacle,
I forgot who that was with, but it was one of them, and it was like the poison didn't.
Yeah, it's either
was it Jack?
Which I don't know. Fuck Jack.
Fuck Jack. And I do feel like, her emotional ones. I feel like the growth wasn't there for a while, and it made sense. Like she is immature. She's young, and she kind of was very spastic. And then on top of it, having Sorrengail and Tyrion as her, like they're bonded and they have all their emotions going. And remember, it started affecting her.
Yeah.
I remember like she would get like
the sex scenes. Yes. The sex scenes was crazy. The sex scenes, you know what it remind me of?
What?
You don't watch Big Mouth.
I mean, I've watched the first season.
If you watch Big Mouth, okay, so the hormone monster and the monstrous, when they would have sex, the scene would be like this. Like rolling around. So I imagine that was them in the sky.
I could see that.
Like I imagine them like like in the fucking sky having sex, yo.
I didn't even try to imagine
it's
the
weird
dragons
though, right?
having sex. Yeah, I didn't
it's like
even try.
in a sense, right? There's moments where I was just like, okay, this is enough.
Yeah. I didn't even try to imagine it. I was like, I can't. I don't know what to think. It's like birds.
Oh yeah. I just imagine them like swirling around the sky, like having this whole thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask my question about Dane. Because Dane, just side note about Dane. So Dane had my heart. What are your thoughts on Dane's actions and his dynamic with Violet? Were his intentions justified? So the reason why I said that he had my heart is because in the very beginning he was trying to like get her out of, what is it called?
And I believed it too.
School.
I think it was the whole quadrant or whatever. Like I think it was just actually being a writer.
His intentions were real to get